Good afternoon. The title of my speech is The Cons of Drone
See it
Strikes.
coming.
Those are being operated by somebody.
Sorry about that. I'm going to begin with a short video clip.
At a command center in Langley, Virginia. They're watching it on a video screen. They're pressing a button. They're deciding who lives and who dies. And then they go off for a weekend where they have barbecues in their suburban Virginia and suburban Maryland homes. And who pays the price? The people who are the victims of the attack. Is there accountability? None whatsoever.
Drones have become the symbol of America's undeclared wars. Wars that seem to have no state or legal boundaries.
We've opened up a new realm of warfare, a new realm of breaching international and domestic law.
Used in Pakistan, Yemen, and elsewhere, they have killed scores of civilians. The former chief counterinsurgency strategist for the U.S. State Department has estimated that drone attacks kill 50 non-targeted persons for each intended target.
One of the things the United States kind of pretends is that we are morally superior. We are better able to judge what is good for other people. And therefore we are entitled to inflict our judgment on them, and that we presume they will be grateful to us for it. But that is not what happens, ever. And it's not what's happening in Yemen. It's not what's happening in Pakistan. They are furiously enraged with us.
Drone strikes have negative impacts politically, ethically, and financially. Politically, civilian casualties are a nightmare to deal with. Politicians praise how effective drone strikes were in killing intended targets, yet turn a blind eye to the other 50 innocent victims that are harmed. So what if the shoe was on the other foot? What if your family lost their loved one, lost their life savings, had no insurance, not sure what to do with the future? Wouldn't you want revengeance? So why don't we have better control of our own technology as a nation? Yet we have the right to impose our judgment at the expense of so many innocent victims. Ethically, we're creating a cowardly perception around the world. Without going abroad, we're pushing buttons and using a joystick to kill not only intended targets, but also far more innocent victims than we intend. We're using a drone policy that was created 3 days after 9/11 in haste, in secrecy, and without accountability. Emotions were high. Back then, we were in desperation to find those responsible. Now it's time to return to our senses and stop egregious collateral damages. Financially, drones are brutally expensive at $30,000 a flight hour. Each of these doldrums require an hour of maintenance for every hour in the air, along with a team of 180 people to operate. Yet over the next decade, the Pentagon plans to spend $40 billion on drones. The real question is, are we winning the battle at the expense of losing the long war? 50 innocent victims is not worth the one in the long term, whether looking at this politically, financially, or ethically. In closing, every pro that my colleague mentioned is valid and provides benefit to the country. On one end of the spectrum, drones appear to be great. On the other end of the spectrum, there are alarming issues that hurt us in the long run, politically, financially, and ethically. Each pro has a glaring deficiency with negative implications for our great nation. Common ground is in the process of being reached in order to mitigate serious problems. And I'll end with a quote from the Washington Post that puts it best. U.S. interest will be better served by greater disclosure, more political accountability, more checks and balances, and more collaboration with allies. Drone strikes should be publicly disclosed and subject to congressional review.